Are you looking for the best Lavaminer deck? Because I have got you covered. This is going to be the best Lavaminer deck for you to use. And it has two miners. Two miners. Who doesn't love miners? Jesus. Anyways, the Mighty Miner in Lavaloon, Lavaminer, is going to be very powerful. I have some games to show you guys today. I'm going to explain how to use the deck and why I think Mighty Miner is very, very good in this deck. Let's jump into it. One thing before we jump into it, a quick word from our sponsor, the U.S. Marine Corps, baby. Alright, we're gonna crack this thing open for you. Oh, yeah. Hope you guys can hear this. Just cracking this baby open for you. Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. Noise suppression is off. The U.S. military is giving us... Wow. Look at this. This is something. This is something else. This is something else. Shout out to the Marine Corps sponsoring today's video. Now we can get into it. So we've got our first game coming in here. Damn, dude, I need to... If I'm gonna wear this, I need to, like, put on a redneck. Hey, guys, what's going on here today? I'm with my truck, my dog. My sister, also my girlfriend Dorothy. Today we're gonna show you a replay of Beat the Egolem with Lava Mighty Miner. I'm sorry, what's next? I voted Team Trump hat or something. Whatever. Anyways, so how we are going to beat this matchup right here? Any matchup with a lot of air counters that can't be killed by our only spell arrows, you're going to need to turn defensive value into offensive value. And when I say that, what I mean is use things like I did here with this flying machine. We sacked the whole tower, but the goal was, look at the situation we're in now. Now we can just plop this down, and I don't see how he's going to stop this, even with arrows. Look at that, we just tower traded, and that is important, because if you can get into a one-on-one tower situation, that is going to be the whole goal for you today. You want to get into a one-on-one tower situation. Let me rewind it a bit, because if you can do that, that's going to open up the pocket in many more advancement situations for you to get damage in. Because let's say, you know, we didn't take his tower, now we're stuck behind an Inferno Dragon the entire match, and he keeps putting stuff in front of it, and it just gets hectic. So when you see thick tanks like the bowler, oh god, I love the bowler. Dude, that man is thick as shit, dude. He's got me questioning my sexuality. Anyways, if you see guys like him, go to the other lane so that you can still get damage, because if you try and go same lane, usually you're not going to end up getting damage because you don't have a guaranteed tower damager. Do things like you can see here as we tower traded. Now we've got the Mighty Miner in here. How are you going to stop a Mighty Miner? He is very thick. He is very thick. I don't see how you're going to stop him. You can get him to the tower against so many different types of decks because they use all their counters, trying to stop your lava push. And just like this, we just destroyed this man. And, you know, if you're questioning what to do against thick tanks like this, I'm saying thick tanks like Inferno Dragon, E-Dragon, you're going to have to take advantage of Elixir. There's no way you're going to break through their push if you have even Elixir. So try and only go in when you have an Elixir advantage, even if that means trading a tower, because really that's the only way you're going to get damage with this deck versus decks like Egolem. Another beautiful pro for Lavaminer decks, and this deck as well, it just demolishes bait. It just eradicates it. You've got the arrows, you've got the quick cycle with the champion on the board. Another quick tip I can give you with this deck is to plop down your Mighty Miner as soon as possible when you are starting pushes, especially in double elixir. That way, what can happen is you're going to get tons of damage because you can cycle faster. Because your cycle is cut by one card, it's going to allow you to put more of your damaging units behind his... as you can see, the Mighty Miner bomb just clutch there in defending. The goal here is that, let's say he has a fireball. what you can do is just slap Mighty Miner down, and then if he uses a fireball for your flying machine, usually you'll want to respond with skeleton dragons, but there's a chance that you can outcycle him even more and maybe get another flying machine down before he gets his fireball down. Your flying machine is going to be your #1 damage dealer, but if you know that, so basically fireball priority would be protecting your flying machine because he can attack from afar. Although in some situations, you'll be able to tell if your skeleton dragons will get more value in the matchup. Try and go with the flying machine to bait out his fireball first, and then skeleton dragons. But in a lot of matchups where the opponent doesn't have a really thick tank, you're just going to want to go in with the flying skeleton dragons and then the flying machine after he uses his fireball. So as you can see here, we take a lot of damage again, but at what cost? He gets a lot of damage at what cost? His tower. As you can see there, we focus on arrowing the biggest threat to our push, which is the rascals. Never go in without arrows, or if you know he has like a certain air counter, never go in without the counter to that counter, because then you're just wasting time and wasting a push. You don't get guaranteed damage with this deck because you don't have the balloon, so you need to make sure that you're taking advantage of openings. And as you can see here, we sadly do not get much value out of the Mighty Miner. I don't use his ability either because that would just be a waste of 1 elixir. So as you can see, we use the Mega Minion here to stop the Goblin Barrel. It's not the most efficient way, but I believe it's faster than the Skeleton Dragons. And we have to save the Skeleton Dragons and Flying Machine for offense usually, so Mega Minion is your best friend when it comes to defending things. Slaps are so hard, just like Will Smith. Oh, hey, I'm getting Twitter notifications from a girl. I'm gonna make my move on a woman pretty soon. You're gonna love it. As you can see there, I forgot. He just completely butchers the rocket and doesn't hit anything. But in that situation, we use the flying machine because we want the skeleton dragons to get the most value. How do you miss that? So if he had hit our flying machine, we were ready immediately with the skeleton dragons coming in. We go with the arrows here. Beautiful arrows taking out everything. I had to line it up perfectly. Arrows are pretty hard to hit, you know, it's kind of hard. So as you can see here, getting so much damage. He still hasn't taken our tower, and good tombstone in the back is going to prevent princes from doing too much and deal damage against the Goblin Barrel. He goes with the log, I think. He does take the tower, but look at where we are right now. We're winning by 14 freaking hundred. That's crazy. And so we plop down another tombstone in the back because that is pretty much insurance to make sure he can't go with the barrel or the prince. And he goes to the king tower. I'll be damned. I don't know why he went to the king tower, but he did. And so we go with the Mighty Miner to make sure that he can't get princess value in the other lane. Also, it becomes a threat he will have to respond to. He does so using the Dark Golem, which does mean we will take the tower just like that. Bait may seem like a hard matchup, especially Prince Bait, but the arrows and the baiting aspect of this deck is really helpful to winning. Next we've got a super annoying Mega Knight matchup. However, he does have the Firecracker, which is really good for the we're gonna ignore the fact that he has we have a 2-level advantage on him. I didn't actually know that, or I probably would have shown a different replay, but he has a really odd mid-ladder deck that I wanted to showcase against, because what if you guys want to use this deck and you're just facing mid-ladder stuff and you're not facing the meta decks? So this is an example of a deck you would be facing. He goes with the Mega Knight, and a deep tombstone to respond to the Mega Knight is always the best play. Use a Mega Minion as well most of the time, just to wrap it up faster, and also it's more safe in case he has a zap or something like that, so you're not taking too much damage. As you can see, this Hulk of a man in the Mighty Miner is going to do a lot of damage to that mini Pekka and survive, which is great because this deck is all about positive elixir trades. And it's so amazing that you can get so much value out of the Mighty Miner because he targets towers like really well, and he can switch lanes. It forces out a response from the opponent, and so therefore you're always getting a good elixir advantage when using him. As you can see, we did tank a tower here, but that was for the best, because if we would have tried to defend that, we wouldn't be able to build up a good lava push. As you can see, this Hulk of a man comes in here and just gets this Mega Knight out of here. The Lava Hound is pretty injured here, but as you can see, with the Mighty Miner on the board, we're already back to another one. So here we just go miner, and the arrows aren't really an issue because the flying machine is on that tower, and even if it wasn't, the miner in the back makes the Valkyrie move to the back of the tower, and so that's just going to be the #1 spot for the miner there. He goes Ebarbs, we just go tombstone, we just go arrows, just to make sure we wrap it up, and just like that. Just like that, man. It's beautiful. It's actually beautiful. And this is a triple elixir battle, actually, which is why I wanted to show it, because this deck is so good in so many different modes. It's literally beautiful. And you know what's fun to me when you can use different modes to play your decks is it doesn't get stale at all. This is a very fun deck, and a lot of the time, you know, you have some struggles like, oh, I'm tilting ladder, I don't want to use this. This deck is viable in pretty much all modes, even with arrows as its only late spell, and it's really fun to play. A lot of you can get cards down really fast, and the Mighty Miner is just a beautiful addition to Lava because he's such a good defensive tank, and also of course we already talked about the offensive value. Lastly, we do have a matchup versus Pekka Lumberloon, which is a really nasty deck to face, and it can get you off guard because it runs a lot of the same cards as normal Lumberloon, and you gotta get confused. He whips out a Pekka, and you're just done. However, again, this deck is going to be very good on defense. We go with the tombstone to wrap up that Pekka. It's just a simple 7-for-7 trade, and also the skeleton dragons will come deal damage on offense. That's just a great trade there because, as you can see, we're just up a ton of damage early, almost 600 damage, which is really big considering we also take out the baby dragon and the lumberjack. And he goes in with the balloon here. That's just really odd. It would have been a good balloon. Yeah, you give up a hit, but you can't play like perfect micro defense here. I said to give up a hit, so I could go with that Mighty Miner. What are you gonna do if I switch lanes? What are you gonna do? Like, he zaps here, but we still get a big chunk of damage. We take him all the way down to 2,500, 1,500 damage, and he used the zap. And now we're up 4 elixir, and it seems like we've played way more than he has, but the Mighty Miner always forces out a bigger response than 4 elixir in my experience with it, because if you use it on defense, that's for sure, but on offense, as you can see there, he used the Inferno Dragon and the zap. That's a 4-for-6. That's not good. We learned that in math class. So, as you can see, we're going to go the same minor position. I'm going to do it a little differently because he went with the lumberjack in the back last time, so I'm able to get extra bonus damage here. And as you can see, the whole entire goal about Lumberloon is to make sure he doesn't get a counter push, but he's got a little counter push coming in here, so it's a little scary. However, we do know that we are up a significant amount. So also we have very good responses to his balloon. As you can see, he's going to spend a ton of elixir on offense there with the freeze too, which means he can't freeze us if we went in on offense, which we do. And as you can see, 2 flying machines. This was in my TikTok clip actually. Why did he tornado it? I think it would have been a closer match, and we might have maybe even lost if he didn't do that tornado. But here we were just able to stop him by pulling his balloon back, and that was just a wrap. But that was the most interesting play I've ever seen. He just threw the match. But I think we could have won because we could have pulled with the tombstone and the mega minion. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like, sub, and I don't know. Have a good one.